The SpotOnView constructor initializes a SpotOnView when the SpotOn activities on create method gets called. That's where we actually create the SpotOnView and pass in the three parameters that are required by the SpotOnView constructor. So again, the context is actually a reference to the activity itself. The shared preferences object is the default shared preferences object associated with the activity, and the relative layout is the layout of the parent activity. Now, inside the constructor, first we store the shared preferences object so that we can use it first here on the next line to get the current high score, but also possibly later in the app so that we can store a new high score if indeed we have a new high score. We also store the resources object that allows us to access the activity's resources, such as the strings.xml file contents or any of the other resources that we have in our app, whether they be the images or the layout files or the raw MP3 files in this case as well. At line 100 and 101, we get and store a layout inflator, and the reason we do that is because throughout this game we continually create new image views and place them on the screen or remove them from the screen. When we place them on the screen, we need to inflate new ones, and instead of getting the layout inflator every single time, we just cache this into an instance variable of the class. At line 104, we store the parent layout as relative layout, and then at lines 105 through 112, we get references to the various text views that are used on the screen, as well as the live's linear layout, which is where we display the life images in the bottom left corner of the screen. And finally, we also create our handler object, which, as you'll see, is used to place the initial spots onto the screen.